receiver, he will not be able to get to know what are the things that I am saying. If you remember my lecture, I started with a Latin word called quo vadis. The Latin word quo vadis means where are you going? But you guys were not able to understand. Even I was also unaware about the meaning before starting the subject. So basically, semantic barrier is all about language barrier. Now, when it comes to language, there are few words which are double-edged word. Double-edged word. You double E D G E double-edged words. For example, burn. B-U-R-N. I'm giving a piece of paper and asking Shivanshu to burn the paper and give me a copy. What does it mean? Any of you? Shivanshu, please burn this paper and give me a copy. What does it mean? Any of you?
Reproduce its contents.
Sorry, Shivanshu?
Sir, burn. Do you mean that is computer uh, language?
I'm just saying, Shivanshu, I'm giving you this piece of paper. Burn this paper and give me a copy. What does it mean? I will not say which language, what language. This is a simple English sentence.
Uh,
So to
Sir,
take a
first
photo.
I will copy this and will burn the original.
Okay. And anyone else?
So
Sir,
tear the
you are
page
just
from copy and that page you burn and give the copy to you.
No. Anyone else?
Sir, burn
sir,
the
you are
Reproduce
telling
compact
that
disk
content.
keep
and give it copy.
Sorry, Utkarsh, please.
Sir, burn the computer file in a compact disk and give you the copy of compact disk.
Okay. And anything else?
sir, you are telling that I don't want that paper, I want a copy.
Okay. Let me tell you the meaning. So, burn is a double-edged word. When you are making a photocopy, we are actually burning with a laser beam. So, when I'm saying burn this paper and give me a copy, it doesn't mean that you are supposed to light a fire with that. Burn here means burn the copy, burn the paper means burn it in your photocopy machine. That's also kind of burning. Like burning CD, here also the same thing. Shivanshu, to some extent, got the idea, but did not get the meaning. So burning, so this is the communication gap. Like I'm saying a simple word. I'm saying a simple word, burn this paper and give me a piece of copy, give me a copy. So what the meaning of this is burn this paper means you are supposed to make a photocopy of this paper and give it back to me. So this is the meaning of word burn. And at the same time, burn also means to light a fire or to burn to ashes. This is also there. So this is called double-edged word. For example, let me tell you one thing. Uh, there is a thing called SAW, SAW. So I'm giving an example. You tell me the meaning. I saw a saw to saw with a saw. Can you give me the meaning of it? Any of you?
So the first saw is to see, the second
Hmm.
saw might be the seesaw, and the last saw might be the one whom with I'm willing to play seesaw.
Please don't Google it. Google it give you confusing answer. Don't Google it.
So I didn't Google it. How can I
No, no,
Google
no,
this
no.
thing?
Sujan, I'm not telling you, Sujan. First one you are correct. I saw means I
Sir,
have seen.
I saw is the scene that we have look मैंने देखा, and a saw that next saw would be a noun or a common noun for the object that is a blade. To saw, so saw over here. Next third saw will be a verb saying that I am going to saw something. With the saw again is a noun. Again we are saying that
Tell me
that
the
only.
meaning, boy, not parts of speech. Tell me the meaning. You are partially correct. I will say, Viraj, you are partially correct.
So
Uh,
meaning, is this a idiom or something? Are you saying?
no, it's a meaning of the word is the spelling is same in all the cases, but the meanings are different.
So,
Any
so
of you?
meaning would be I saw and I saw matlab, how should I tell you the meaning, sir? I'm not
So
able to understand
saw
the
is a
question.
tool. So I saw means
I
मैंने
saw
देखा.
that tool. I saw the tool that I'm going to use to saw, and with that tool. something like
Give
that.
me a complete sentence. You are in correct direction. You are in right direction. Give me a sentence. You are in right direction, Biraj. Tell me the sentence.
Sir,
Any of you?
I
Okay.
saw the
Sir,
wood
it
with the saw.
means,
Yes, Samriddhi madam, bolo.
sir, it means I saw a saw means sir, it means that
Sakshi,
I saw a
yes.
tool. I saw a tool to cut. Uh, I mean, I saw a saw means I saw a tool. Like the second
sir,
saw is
I
to
looked
saw.
at the
To saw
tool that
means
I was going to use to cut.
Not really. Partially, all of you are correct. Sakshi Sahare also to some extent got the meaning. Let me explain. I saw
Sir, he
means I
was
have
looking
seen.
for a saw. Sir, he was
Yes,
looking for
Shivanshu.
a saw. He was looking for a saw to cut, uh, with that. Sir, I think.
Okay, the simple meaning is I seen. Saw, the person woodcutter is also known as saw. I saw a saw to cut with two saw. I have seen a saw, a woodcutter, two saw to cut with a saw. This saw also means the blade. So I have seen a woodcutter to cut a tree with a blade. This is the meaning. But all the cases, the spelling of the saw is same. So here comes a problem. Here comes a problem. Although you know the basics of English and other things, but still, if you don't know the meaning of saw in all the cases, you will not be able to decipher the meaning. So that's the problem. Linguistic barrier happens. Linguistic barrier, semantic barrier plays a very crucial role when it comes to communication. Am I understood?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Sir,
sir.
can we,
Yes, sir.
sir, can we use here saw as a noun? I mean, the name of some person as well? Because generally we don't use, or I haven't heard this word saw as a noun or the name of a person.
No, no, no. This is a profession. It's not the name of a person, boy. Outcutter. I saw means I have seen. Saw means an woodcutter. To saw, to cut. With a saw, the blade.
Cut, sir.
Yes, boy?
Oh, sir, I didn't get the fact that saw means I
Sir,
didn't knew.
Okay. Yes, Shivanshu, bolo.
the saw is a clipped form of chainsaw.
Saw is a clip form.
Of chainsaw. Chainsaw.
Chainsaw.
Chainsaw X
I
blade.
understand. I understand. But it is a blade with which you cut the tree usually. Now the machine driven thing is there, that chain is there, but prior to that, there is a huge blade. Shashank, please go ahead.
Sir, saw also means to saw seeds, or mind can go in that direction also.
Sorry?
Sir, saw also means that to sow seed in a field or that something. बोने को भी
See,
तो saw
saw,
बोलते हैं.
seen. That's what I said. Na? I saw means I seen. See,
No
saw.
sir, मतलब इसके बीज बोते हैं ना अपन.
Sir, that's
Understood,
so.
understood. That's it. SAW. Na?
That's SOW.
SOW, right? Yes, before. Okay, so let's
So you're
let's move on to
saying
the next point. Before बाद में करते हैं, otherwise I'll not be able to complete. Next point is called intercultural communication. Culture plays a very crucial role when it comes to communication. Communication is pretty much culture specific, as I have said in my last class, non-verbal communication, eye contact. Intercultural communication, like when you move to one country, from one country to another country, your dressing sense also plays a very crucial role. For example, when you meet a person from Kerala, the person is wearing dhoti. The dhoti is known as mundu, M-U-N-D-U. The same person, when he is going to UAE, he will see a tunic kind of thing, T-U-N-I-C, tunic. A person, Arab Sheikh, is wearing a tunic. Now, tunic is an ethnic wear for the UAE people. Now, when these UAE people leave their tunic and wear a denim jeans, it becomes a news. Couple of years back, the Prince of Dubai went to New York and wear a denim jeans. That become a New York Times news. That is Prince of this UAE is wearing a denim jeans instead of tunic. So intercultural communication plays a very crucial role, and it's a barrier as well. For example, the same sign, the thumb sign, which we are showing it's good, but the same sign, if you are interpreting in a different culture, it will give you a different connotation altogether. So intercultural communication plays a very crucial role when you are deciphering the communication. Now next is poor listening skill. Did I discuss poor listening skill?
No, sir, you haven't discussed this
Okay,
point.
so this is all about poor listening skill. The point will be poor listening skill, and in that point, I'm describing this. There are three types of listening: active, then is passive, then is pseudo. PSEUDO. There are three types of listening: active, passive, and pseudo. Now, active listening is when you are participating in the discussion. Like I'm asking Shivanshu, please reply. Samriddhi, reply. Shashank, reply. This is an active kind of communication. Passive is out of 65 people, 60 people are passive. They are simply coming and going. They are not at all participating in the discussion. That's why when I check the marks, particularly in MCQ, I'm really surprised that these people are also my student. I'm really surprised that these people ये तो कभी class में आते ही नहीं. But these people are like that. Out of 60 people, 65 people, maximum 10 people participate in the discussion. Next, 55 people are simply passive. So they do not contribute to the discussion. They do not do anything. They just come for the sake of it and they leave. They do not do anything. And next coming the pseudo listening. Pseudo listening is basically you are faking, F-A-K-I-N-G. You are faking, or you are faking that you are basically listening. It's between active and passive. It's not that they will not listen. They'll listen, but they will keep quiet as well at the same time. But they will not participate in the discussion. That is known as pseudo listening. This kind of two types of listening, passive and pseudo listening, are not at all effective when it comes to understanding that message. But when the lecture is boring, for example, you are attending physics or chemistry or some other lecture, or maybe some in my lecture itself. So what happens when you are attending my lecture? Sometimes if I'm boring, then you will move from active to passive and pseudo. This type of listening, pseudo and passive, is basically barriers to listening. You are not participating, and if I ask a prompt question, many of you will say that, sir, please repeat the question, because you are a pseudo listener. You are not at all listening, or faking. You are faking that you are listening, but you are actually not paying attention. This is called pseudo listening and passive listening. Any question?
No, sir.
No question. Okay.
No, sir.
Okay. Next is
So,
okay. Next topic. Yes,
pardon me, sir.
Tarun.
So, what's
Yes,
the
boy. Any
difference
question,
between
boy?
passive and pseudo listening? So, what's the difference, sir? Because both of them are just not participating in the
Both of them are
conversation.
almost similar, but not very similar. For example, I'm taking a physical class. Like you guys are sitting in a bench, and I'm holding a chalk and giving a talk. Active listening आपको समझ में आ गया, तरुण?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
पैसिव लिसनिंग क्या कर रहे हैं? जब क्लास में होता है, कुछ कुछ जनता है. पैसिव लिसनिंग, लास्ट बेंच में ये जनता यूजुअली बैठते हैं, कुछ नहीं बोलते, चुपचाप बैठे रहते हैं और कभी कभी देखते हैं. दीज आर पैसिव लिसनिंग. Pseudo listening, ये लोग क्या करते हैं? These people do not sleep in the class. What these people will do, they will look at you, they will give a very good Colgate smile to show that, sir, I am listening to you. But you ask any prompt question to the pseudo listener, they will fail to give you answer. This is the basic difference between passive and pseudo. Pseudo is basically faking listener, fake listener. Passive is absolutely not at all bothered. Whatever I'm doing in class, they are आराम से सो रहा है. Passive speaker, passive listener. Pseudo listener, ये जग भी नहीं रहा है, सो भी नहीं रहा है. ये they are not participating as well as not passive as well. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Next one is called emotional. Now, emotion plays a very crucial role as well. When you are emotionally unstable, that time if you communicate, you tend to forget. For example, in any interview, emotional blackmailing is also done in many cases. For example, when you are going for PhD, or say when you are going for Ivy League interview. So Ivy League is basically a list of universities. They are called Ivy League universities. One of the Ivy League universities is a Brown University. This much I remember. I think four universities are there in this list. I think Stanford is there. So four universities are there. So when you are going to face any interview in Ivy League, they might ask you a question that you are from such a poor background, that your financial health is pretty poor. How do you think you are going to study here, which is a posh organization? So this is a kind of emotional torture, or you can say emotional blackmail. So if you can manage this googly, you are fine. But if you are get emotionally bowled out, you cannot reply the person back. So this is also an emotional barrier. Usually people do not go on this, but exceptional cases, if the person who is taking your interview is Kadus in nature, they might test you in this aspect as well. So the next is called stress, STRESS. This also can be linked with emotional. If you are under stress, also the communication fails. So these are not the exhaustive points of barriers to communication. There are multiple barriers, but these are just indicative only. So that's all for communicator barriers to communication. If you have any question, you can ask me.
Sir,
Sir,
Yes, boy.
sir,
sir,
how to
can't we
react?
reply the interviewer? Sir,
Wait a
can't
second.
we
Wait a
reply
second. One person. Shubhanshu bolo.
Sir, can't we reply the interviewer in same way he asked the question, sir? Like if he asks question that is emotionally affecting us, can't we reply in the same way?
No, if you get emotional, that's a problem.
But like
If you calmly reply him back, that's very good. But many a time we see the people are completely bowled out.
can we reply taunting him calmly, sir?
Not really. You are not supposed to.
Sir,
Yes,
sir, but
Anushri.
meanings will change, no, sir. Like when we speak emotionally and when he asks a question like that.
Meanings will change. Rather, I will say this is a kind of emotional test. This is called EQ, emotional quotient. There is a parameter called EQ. So emotional quotient, like sometimes in interview board you are intentionally asked a question which is sensitive in nature. So they might defend that this is question was framed to check your EQ. So if you are able to answer it in a good manner, you are fine. But if you become emotional and if you are emotionally lost yourself, you are gone. Got my point, Anusri?
Yes, sir, understood.
Sir,
Usually,
good man.
this is the exceptional cases I told you. This is the exceptional. But if that interview person really wants to test you, they might give you a question like this. Sajal, any question?
Sir, good manner in what sense?
Good manner in the sense you ask him, I mean, you answer him politely. No, sir, I have sufficient funding from bank or this and that. You can reply him back.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Yes, Siddhant, roll number 97.
So, but if you connect with someone emotionally, it can sometimes also help to have a better communication.
Usually when you speak on emotional thing, people get emotional. Like this is quite normal for a person, for an ordinary person. It's very normal that the people will get emotionally what will I say, emotionally touched, and he will answer in an emotional way. Clear, Siddhant?
I am not talking about the interview setting only, in general life as well.
Mm-hmm.
Not so in general life, if you connect with someone emotionally well, then it helps you to have a better communication.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. I'm talking about in formal communication. Formal
Okay.
communication, barriers to communication. Informal communication, definitely emotion has to be there. Otherwise, you will become robot, na?
Okay, sir.
Okay, Shibanshu, 98. Tell me.
Sir, if he asks that you can't do this, and we reply that, confidently reply that, yes, yes, sir, I can do this. You can trust us, like this. We can say.
Basically, when you are facing any interview, you should avoid from using this I want. I want. You are not supposed to I want. Don't say I want to. Like want is something you're very much aggressive in the nature. Say it in a polite manner. If given an opportunity, I'll try to prove my competency. Say like this.
So can we use the word wish?
Got my point, boy?
So can we
Yes, sir.
use wish?
Yes, Suvanshu?
So can we use a wish word wish?
Wish is fine, or you can say in a more polite manner, like, could you please repeat the question once again, like this? Be polite. You are not supposed to say that I can do this, I can. Can is also, very aggressive thing. If you are absolutely sure about your own competency, you can. Otherwise, it is better to use polite. That's what the body language says.
Okay, sir.
Any other question?
Sir, this is what I was asking, sir. If we don't use want or words like that, it will show like he's not confident or.
No, depending on the situation, Anusri. Depending on the situation. Sir, for example, you are giving a salary of say 50K. But if you say that no, 50K, I want 70K, then means you are too much confident about your capabilities. So based on situation, I will not say bluntly that want is a negative word. No, that's wrong. Depending on the situation, frame it in a more polite manner. Sir, if you could raise it to this level, then it will be better for me. Got my point? I'm not saying wrong, but I interpreted this want, and for example, I want to say this and I would like to say this. Which one is polite?
The second one.
Second one. Always be careful about the choice of language. Otherwise, you are simply out. In India, we don't pay attention, but if you move to foreign countries, they give very much particular about the use of language. I can easily say, I want this. Who the hell are you to want? They can simply ask you, who the hell are you to want this from the company? You can say that, sir, if you could give me, that's absolutely fine. Clear? I'm not saying wrong, but it depends on context. Is that clear, Anusri?
Okay, sir.
Satyasambhav Joshi?
Sir, if the interviewer put us in an emotional situation, then how to know that for what purpose they are asking? Like sometimes they really want an emotional person, sometimes it is in a negative sense.
Emotional person has no place in the world, man, particularly when it comes to industry. Emotion has no place at all. Trust me, emotion has no place at all in industry or education sector, wherever you are. Because emotion is restricted, but logic is prevailed all over. For example, you are writing emotional copies in answer. Do you think the examiner will be floored with your emotional answer? No.
No.
Emotion, it's your emotion, boy. Other person is least bothered. For example, your friend is least bothered about emotion. Personal communication, absolutely, you are fine. Like when you are talking informal, fine. But when you are communicating in a formal manner and you are emotionally disturbed, it is difficult. That's why it is termed as a barriers to communication. Got my point?
Yes, sir.
Siddhant, please.
So, sir, this is a very general question in interviews, that what is your strength and weakness. So, can we mention emotional and weakness, or we should never
Emotional
mention it?
weakness is, I mean, everyone will say that, but I'm not saying wrong. But it's a cliched kind of thing. Yes, you are right. I'm also having the same problem. Like I watch sentimental movies only. I don't watch sci-fi movie. That's a thing. So what is a big deal? Clear, Siddhant? Subhanshu, bolo.
Sir, if interviewer asks us that give us the reasons why we should not hire you, so can we tell him that I don't find any reason to hire me?
Yes, you can say it in a positive manner, like based on your competency skill, these are the skills that I am having at present. So I don't find myself unsuitable for it. You give it in a negative turn. I don't find myself unsuitable. Like I'm suitable.
Yes.
Okay. So when we are basically giving a recommendation letter, we say negative thing in a negative manner so that it ultimately becomes positive. Because minus minus becomes plus. You got the no? You know the
Yes,
thing.
sir. Yes,
So
sir.
this is the thing. In
Yes,
recommendation
sir.
letter also, we write negative thing in such a manner that it appears positive. But it's not actually negative at all. Clear?
Yes.
Is it possible interviewer ask question just to take whether you are able to survive the? Yes, boy. We ask question to check whether you are able to survive in this condition as well. Like I'll tell you when I appeared that interview for first as a college lecturer, I was asked that my age was around 23. So around 23 or 24, I appeared the first interview for college lecturership. The principal said that the students who will be attending your class will be older than you. So it was simply a trick to test how I deal with the situation. So this is quite normal, Tanjin.
Okay,
Clear,
sir.
Tanjin? Is that clear, Tanjin?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Shubhanshu, any other question? Okay, so unit 3 is over. Unit 3 is over. If you have any question, I'll share my screenshot. If you have any question, unit 3, please go ahead.
Sir,
Yes, boy.
sir, interviewer can ask that why do you take a drop in J year?
That many people ask, man, that even we also ask. Many people ask. That's quite normal. Keep a ready answer for
So
this.
we in this we cannot say that we are not prepared for the last year.
No, 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 no. Don't say this. This is a negative impact. Say thing in a positive way. Give some lame excuse which appears, true. Although I
COVID
should not
situation
tell
is
you the tricks,
Okay,
but this
sir.
is the tricks of the trade. Okay, this is practically I am asking you to tell a lie, which I should not. Got my point?
So can you suggest something?
Yes, sir.
No, I will. I have enough. I have told you enough. Lie, no more lie.
My
Please
relative
fabricate the
died
story.
very bad. It's like something like that. My relative
Fabricate a
died.
story
So
something. Okay, this is unit 3, process and principles of communication. I will send you the study material on unit 3. So, principle business communication, media, types of communication, barriers to communication, non-verbal communication. These are the things we have already completed. Anything pending?
no, sir.
No. Okay. This one is pending. I remember writing business letter, short report. This one is pending. I remember. Okay, so next I'm going for minutes of meeting. So meeting, basically meeting is convened usually to resolve a conflict. And the person who convenes the meeting is called convener or chairperson of the meeting. Convener or chairperson of the meeting. Chairperson plays a crucial role in deciding deciding the progress of the meeting. And in a meeting, basically, convener is the executive head. Like in India, constitutional head is president, executive head is prime minister. Similarly, when we are holding a meeting, secretary is the person who is executing it, and above secretary there is a president. But president is not supposed to take any decision on his own. He is supposed to take a decision in consultation with the secretary. Now, role of chairperson is a short note as well as essay type question. Prepare answer for it. I will send you study material. Role of chairperson and role of chairperson or convener in a meeting. So when a chairperson convenes a meeting, basically there are three roles: before the meeting, during the meeting, and after the meeting. Before the meeting, it is the job of the chairperson to inform all the people about what is the agenda. AGEN, what is the agenda of the meeting? First. Second thing is that when agendas are mentioned, if anything else, so Last column he can write miscellaneous. MICSCLLANEOUS. Miscellaneous. So first, usually in a meeting we need agenda, because based on agenda only meetings are called. And if anything is left out, then it will be raised in miscellaneous. Now, before the meeting, chairperson invites everyone, the member of the committee. It's a written invitation. It has to go it in either mail or writing. First thing, and when the invitation is sent, it should contain the agenda. What are the agenda of the meeting? This is prior to the meeting. During the meeting, when the meeting is on, the secretary should make sure that the meeting is in a right track. Like when a discussion is on, approximately 5 to 6 people are there in a meeting. Now, meeting when 6 person are discussing about a particular topic, there might be a digression. Digression. There might be a digression or diversion from the topic. Now, the job of the chairperson is to bring the digression back in the track and to have a discussion on a particular topic. First. Second thing is that when an opponent voice is raising, the job of the chairperson is to allow the opponent voice say something. For example, if 5 members are supporting our decision, there may be 2 member or one member who is not agreeing with it. The job of the chairperson is to allow the person to say what the person is trying to say. For example, if you watch our Lok Sabha, now Prime Minister is the executive head of the country, but even then, he is asking the speaker as a speaker as a sir. So when the managing director is saying something, managing director usually becomes secretary. Now, if he is saying something, then he should also address to the chair stating sir. So when there is an opponent voice, the job of the chairperson is to allow the opponent voice to vent out his problem. Now, it is the job of the chairperson to maintain the equilibrium of opponent and the people who are in the motion. So this kind of thing. First thing is that digression should not be there. Second thing is that opponent voice should be allowed. Third, whenever there is a clash of interest, then secretary should guide about the pros and cons about the decision, what is going to happen. So this is the third thing. Next is that once a meeting is over, we write called minutes of meeting. Minutes of meeting. We write minutes of meeting. Minutes of meeting is always written in a past tense. Minutes of meeting always written in a past tense, because one meeting is over, then only the secretary himself or secretary will ask someone else to draft the minutes. And once the minutes of meeting is drafted, then it will be sent for everybody's signature. Now, minutes of meeting is of immense importance because this is a formal communication. And next thing is that if a decision is taken in a meeting, and if the people who are present or who are the so-called authority of the particular organization are not following the minutes of meeting, you can drag that person to the court of law. So this is the importance of minutes of meeting. So any question, I'll give you a real life example of minutes of meeting. Meanwhile, if you have any question, you can ask me. Minutes of meeting, if you have any question, you can ask me. No question. Okay. My screen is visible.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
This is the institutional letterhead, and this is always you have to write minutes of meeting. Always you have to write top. Then, when you are holding the meeting, first is that you have to write the meeting number. This one. So this is a first meeting of say for example, this is a PhD scholars meeting. That's why this is written. But if it's a meeting of the company, you have to write first meeting of say for example, Arvind Cotton Mill was held on date. This is required. Date which date it was organized, then what is the venue of the meeting, then what is the time of the meeting. Clear up to now? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
After that, these are the members. These are the members of the meeting, and these are the people left hand side. This is their affiliation. This is their institutional affiliation. This is called institutional affiliation, and this is called designation. It has to be there. For example, this lady, Sresha Yadav Ni Ghosh, is a supervisor of this fellow, and her designation is chairman, and this is me, and this is the thing. And last thing is that there is a faculty from IIT Patna. Now, this presence of external member is of immense importance in the sense that these third party people always maintain a neutrality. In the sense, if these 5 people, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people are taking a decision which is against this particular scholar, this third person who is not from home organization will point it out that this decision, what you are saying, is not in favor of the interest of the scholar. Now, the syllabus that you are studying in English has been approved by 2 faculty members, one from IIT Madras and one from IIT Kanpur. So apart from these 2 external experts, we have another external member also who is there to see if there is a neutrality in the meeting. Next, this is the agenda of the meeting. So here you see, here they have written 1.1 and 1.2. Since this is a first doctoral meeting, so first, that's why here is a first meeting and first point. First meeting, second point. So this is it is. Now, external member usually do not perform any job. They just give suggestion. For example, Infosys का chairman कौन है?
Narayan Murthy.
Narayan Murthy. If Narayan Murthy is coming to NIT Raipur and giving his suggestion, it's up to these 5 people to accept or to reject his proposal. Now the thing is that if you are rejecting the proposal of Narayan Murthy will think twice before coming to NIT Raipur because you have already rejected his proposal. This external member also like that. They simply give suggestion. If you are incorporating the suggestion, that's fine. If you are free to incorporate and not to incorporate. But if you are not accepting their proposal, it's a dishonor to these people. So usually these people are of administrative people. Usually when a corporate is organizing a meeting, so they usually called a retired judge, retired district magistrate, retired SDO, BDO, some people of this stature. So here these are the agenda, and when the meeting is over, then it will be stated. The meeting ended with a vote of thanks to the chairman as well as the members. And then it will be the signature of the member whose names are mentioned here. Then ultimately it will be sent to all these people for their signature. This is called minutes of meeting. Prepare minutes of meeting for a small essay type question, maybe 2 marks or 3 marks. So that's all. If you have any question, you can ask me.
Sir,
Yes, boy.
it is necessary to mention that who is virtually present, who is virtually not present. I mean,
No.
who is physical?
Actually, the entire meeting was organized virtually, so it was written.
Yes, sir.
Any other question? No question. So okay, fine. See you tomorrow. Thank you.
I have a doubt, sir.
Yes, boy.
Sir, this is some kind of a report writing we are doing, right, sir? At the end of the day, we are writing it as a summary. So, is it any different from writing an abstract? That abstract we mentioned in some
Minutes of meeting. I'll share it once again. This is not a kind of report. This is called minutes. Reports and minutes are different. This is the protocol that is followed when you are writing exactly minutes of meeting. Like in report writing, these things are not at all required. For example, minutes of meeting has to be in letterhead, first thing. Second thing, at the top of the document, you have to write, this is minutes of meeting. Then this description. Then these members present. Then this agenda discussed. Here you can say that this is somehow similar. Yes, it is similar, but this is not followed like 1.1, 1.2. This is not followed in report writing. Is that clear?
Yes, sir. Absolutely, sir.
Any other question? And always remember, it is always written in a past tense. See, this is written was held. Matlab, if I am conducting the meeting today, then I will be writing the minutes tomorrow and I will write that it was held on 10th of February. Got my point?
Sir, it is basically a summary of a meeting.
Yes, you can say. But usually we don't say summary, we say minutes. Like it's a movement of minute to minute discussion. That's why we say it's a minutes of meeting.
Okay, sir.
Any other question?
Sir, if you conduct a meeting, then you will become secretary of that meeting.
If I am conducting a meeting, then usually secretary is supposed to conduct the meeting with the permission of president.
And chairperson also secretary only, sir.
Which one?
Chairperson means
Chief person in the sense the president is a separate guy altogether. Like the president of India is the constitutional head, but prime minister is the executive head. Clear? Like when I'm conducting a meeting, secretary is the executive person who will execute it, and president is there. If he wants, he can give suggestions. Clear?
Yes.
Okay. Any other question? No question. Okay. See you tomorrow. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you,
Thank you,
sir.
sir.
Thank you, sir.